Hey, this is Derek Depker with Excuse Proof Fitness at excuseproof.com, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my #1 strategy for overcoming any obstacle or excuse that you have to getting healthy and fit. And now, when I first started out, I ate junk food every night. I was not into health and exercise and all that sort of stuff. And like a lot of people, I had many excuses and limiting beliefs that kept me from getting enthusiastic about pursuing a healthy lifestyle. Now, for me, it tended to be things like I hate healthy food, I love my McDonald's and my fast food and things like that. And for a lot of people that I talk to nowadays, it's things like I just don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I can't do it, I don't know what to do. It's these sort of limiting beliefs that seem very real, and there's a certain truth to them that keep people from getting the results that they want. And I found it doesn't really do any good to tell someone, well, just think positively, just believe in yourself. Those sort of things that they're sort of cute sayings, but they don't actually help. If someone says, just believe in yourself, I found that doesn't really make any difference. I need to know how to actually go inside my brain, hack it, so to speak, and get it to change the wiring so that I see things differently. I have a different perspective, I have a different belief system. And the way to do that is through the technique that I'm going to share with you in this video. And this is really powerful because it can apply to any area of life. In fact, I highly encourage you, I almost don't even care as much if you apply this to health and fitness as just apply it to other areas of your life and see the benefits that it can bring you. So, like I said, when I got started, I had my limiting beliefs and my thought patterns. And there's a quote by Henry Ford. He says that whether you believe you can or can't, you are right. So if a person believes I can't do this because I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I hate healthy food, they're not going to succeed. There's no getting around it until they go in and they change those beliefs. And the way that I found to do this, what shifted my perspective, was understanding that the brain works through the language that runs through it. What I mean by this is a lot of people, myself included, even to this day in certain areas, they are making what I call disempowering declarations and disempowering questions. So, like I said before, these excuses are what I call disempowering declarations. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I hate exercising. But on the other hand, there's also disempowering questions, and these are probably more damaging. This could be something like, why do I hate exercise so much? Why do I always screw up? Why can't I resist ice cream? I can't. Why can't I stop myself from eating it? It could be more dangerous and take on a broader perspective of a person's life to be something like, why do I always screw up? Why does no one like me? Why am I a failure at everything I do? Why is everything so hopeless? Why is there just not enough hours in the day to do what I want to do? Now, when a person is asking themselves these questions, the brain will look for an answer. Doesn't matter who you are, the brain is designed to look for an answer to these questions. So if a person says, why do I always screw up? The brain's going to go, well, the first reason you always screw up is this. And also remember that one time you did this, well, that probably explains it. And the brain will start giving the person answers, and then they just kind of go in this downward spiral of depression. And if you've ever felt like your mood was down and not feeling too good and not sure why, there's a very good chance that even if you weren't consciously aware of it, subconsciously, it was probably because of asking these disempowering questions or making statements like, my life is so hopeless, I always screw things up, stuff like that. Now, the simple trick to get out of that is to realize your brain is equally capable of bringing you into an upward spiral of success and momentum by asking yourself empowering questions. When I started doing this, everything shifted, because I can just as easily go, well, what do I love about ice cream? Well, it tastes great, it's one of the best foods ever. But I can also ask myself, well, what do I love about apples? Now, I might not be as excited by the answer, but I do enjoy apples. I think they taste good, they're portable, they're convenient, they're affordable. So I can ask myself that question just as easily. I can also ask myself the question, what don't I like about ice cream? Well, I don't like that if I eat a bunch of it, I feel lethargic, I feel bad about myself, I feel like I'm gonna, gain weight if I eat too much of it. What don't I like about an apple? Well, it's not as good as ice cream. So I can ask myself any of these questions, and what questions I choose to ask myself will determine my focus. So when I first got started, I was asking myself a lot of disempowering questions. I was asking myself, man, why do I love this junk food so much, and why do I hate vegetables and healthy food? But all I had to do was switch the question and go, well, what healthy foods do I like? Well, I like apples and I like, a few other things. So then I could ask myself, well, could I at least eat those things? And the answer was yes. So then I started to focus more on what I could do. And what happens is this shifts the brain out of focusing on the problem and more focusing on the solution. And I could go on and on about this. This could be a book. This could be, hours worth of video. So I'm just gonna keep it short and let you experience this for yourself. If you ever have any obstacles or excuses that you find coming up, even if they're somewhat legitimate, a person might very legitimately not have a lot of free time, but instead of saying, I don't have enough time, what if you asked a question like, well, what can I do with the time that I have? Can I at least make enough time to do 5 jumping jacks in the morning? Yes. Okay, so do that for a few days. And then I could ask myself, do I have enough time to do 6 jumping jacks? Yes. Could I do even more? Could I throw in a couple push-ups? Yes. Right? So by asking these questions, the key thing is it doesn't have to be, can I do absolutely everything that I want to do right now? It's what can I do? What can I do with the time that I have? Can I at least do this? Right? Now, can you imagine a person that if for a year straight they said, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, can't do it, why don't I have enough time? They're basically never going to make any progress. But if a person just gets in the habit of going, well, at least what can I do? What can I do with the time that I have? How can I make a little bit of time? Then they will slowly but surely start taking steps in the right direction. They'll start to change their thought process, get in the habit of looking for solutions rather than looking at the problem. And a year later, they just keep asking themselves these questions, keep pushing the comfort zone a little bit at a time. They'll be amazed at the results that they'll get. I've seen this time and time again in my life and in other people's lives. So, simple solution to excuses is ask an empowering question and apply this to every area of your life. I promise it will change it. If you don't believe me, just try it for yourself. So this is Derek Depker once again with Excuse Proof Fitness. You can check out my free survival guide at excuseproof.com. If you have any questions or comments, leave a note below. And you can also check out my book with more tips and strategies for getting motivated called How to Stick to a Diet, available on Amazon. You can go to excuseproof.com/diet or check the link below this video. Take care.